welcome back to Wendy's Colouring, and today is November's finished pages, or not so finished pages. Not so finished pages, finished pages. I have two different piles. Some were successful, some not so. Yeah, I've had a bit of busy month this month, so colouring has taken a bit of a second seat, unfortunately, because life, it's just the way of it, isn't it, sometimes. So I have a whole pile of whips, which is very unlike me, really. But yeah, I just didn't find time to get to them. So this one you might have seen already on the channel. I did a video for Colour's pastel brush pen that came out recently. So I thought I'd give it a go in this book, because that kind of made sense. I hadn't touched this book yet. So Tiny Petits, and I did a little bit. I just started off doing this bug with the kind of brush pens. I quite enjoyed using them, actually, and they worked really quite nicely on this paper, blended quite nicely. It's left a little bit of paper texture, but you can still work over with colour pencil, and I think I did do a little bit with the colour pencils over the top. I've still got a long way to go though on this page. I kind of think he needs a bit of a background, and obviously he's got his three friends that still need finishing off. I've actually ordered the normal set of those brush pens because I did like them, but obviously I only had the pastels, so even though they did go reasonably dark, I did use the colour pencils for a little bit of darker tone. But I thought actually I quite like a bit of a wider range of colours, and they were on Black Friday offer, so yeah, I've ordered those, and I'll probably use them when I'm doing the rest of these, so I can combine the pastels with the normal ones together. But that obviously has still got quite a way to go in Tiny Petits by Colour. Might get to it in December. It kind of feels more like a springy page though, doesn't it, that really? This one I also started it in a video, festive colouring. I think I did this with the Ahoo paper friendly pens, so I've literally done nothing more on this either. I've basted it with those pens. I'm quite pleased with how well they're based in. I think I'm going to use them quite a bit to do that in kind of double-sided. And even though, yeah, I've got a bit of a misprint there just in case it printed through. Even though I've used some quite dark colours, you know, the blue's pretty strong that's in here. It's not really gone through. There's some tiny bit of ghosting, maybe there a little bit, but it's a stretch to see it. And I think even if I put a pale colour on there, I don't really think it'd be too much of a problem. So I'm quite pleased with those. Obviously you're going to need to be a little bit careful. They are designed to protect the paper, not necessarily not go through the paper. So it's a win and a downside, depending which way you see it. I quite like them, and more importantly to me, for a water-based pen, they do dry reasonably even, I think, compared to some of the others that I have. Yeah, I'm quite pleased, but I don't know what it was. I just wasn't feeling this book this month. I couldn't persuade myself to go back and do any more of it, which surprises me. I normally love doing Christmas things, and this is cute because it's the front cover image, but yeah, I just couldn't persuade myself. So it remains based and not much further. I've also done the same thing with these, but not with the paper markers, water-based markers. So these, what I've been tending to do with these kind of cute and cozy kind of books is get my alcohol markers out and then do kind of batch-based colouring, if that makes any sense. So I based, how many did I do? I've got some more in the pile that I have finished. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I've done 7 that I based, but these 3 I didn't find time to come back and actually do the actual colouring on them. So I've got a start on Little Bunny page with his rainy background. It's been very grey in the UK. So I think that's why I did a grey background, and then I was going to do it quite cosy inside, but I just ran out of time. So these are all based in Ahoo Honolulu markers. So I've done that one. I've based this one, which again a nice cosy in. just alcohol markers so far, and Gummy and Pecky, my favourite one, I didn't quite get to. Done it again, just some alcohol markers, but they've both, all three of them, got a long way to go yet. Probably start with these in my December colouring to get those three finished, probably. But what did I actually get finished? Hurrah, some actual colour. As we've started with the cute and cosy, we may as well carry on. So I think this one is my first page in Christmas Hugo by Colouring Book Cafe. Quite like these little characters. I did this page this month. I'll zoom you in a little bit because we have a lot of white background there that we don't need, don't we? Yeah, I quite like this one. I quite like these dark kind of wintry backgrounds that go with. I'm quite enjoying the fun. The same as the ones you've just seen, I have based the same, so it's all pretty much, apart from, well, you can see what specific things I haven't based. Things where I hadn't decided what colours they were usually, I haven't based, and candles and things like that I wasn't so sure of. But I wanted this kind of warm, cosy feel. Yeah, and that's what I went for. I don't know about some of this background, whether I should have worked that a bit more, but I kind of wanted them to be the main focus. And I think sometimes if you start faffing about with backgrounds a little bit too much, you kind of drawn to them rather than the characters, aren't you? And I kind of wanted that to be more of the focus, so yeah, I just carried on with them really. So like I said before, hoo-hoo markers all over. Occasionally I do add some of my Copics in, mainly for, I don't seem to have any turquoises in any of my hoo-hoos, so if I want any turquoises, those I have to pull out. And some pinks I find myself pulling out. Oh, and a purple. I've literally got them stacked. They don't live in here, but they're literally in one of my little acrylic drawers. That's pretty much what I have pulled out permanently at the moment to supplement the small hoo-hoo sets that I have. And I'm kind of managing with that amount. It kind of feels a bit more manageable to not have a million markers in some respects. Because you do just end up with markers everywhere, don't you, when you're trying to use them. I am enjoying using my markers though. And once you've got them basted, it kind of feels like you're 3/4 of the way there, and it's just the fun bits you're doing in pencil. So for someone that is, like myself, quite a slow colourist, normally, you know, I'm normally just pure pencil, it does really speed me up using the markers, and it's a learning curve, isn't it? I'm not doing anything particularly exciting with them yet, I don't think, really, but yeah, they're speeding up my process. Over the top, tend to use Prisma over the top because it is Amazon paper, so they always go down reasonably well on Amazon paper, don't they? And I can see she's got a little bit of gold in his hat, which I can tell straight away is Lightwish Super Golden markers, because there's nothing as nice and shimmery as one of them. They are my favourite metallic markers. I think I've done it in the cups as well, a little bit in the cups, but surprisingly not the stars. Don't know why I've done that, but there you go. But yeah, this is my first page in this book. I've quite enjoyed it. It's been a nice page. I'm going to put my markers back in so I actually remember to photograph them, because I've very rarely remember to put them on Instagram these days, but I shall try to. But Christmas Hugo Colouring Book Cafe was my first one, and we'll carry on in the same theme. So Cozy Routine by Kiki's Colouring, they did send me this book, not this month, last month, and I think this is my second page in here. I can't actually remember whether I've worked in this one before or not. Oh yeah, second page. So I did that one last month, and I've done this one this month, which again, I've quite enjoyed working on this one this month. I kind of wanted to I quite liking all the kind of patterns that people are doing. I think it's quite a nice, interesting idea, and I do chicken out a little bit for putting patterns on fabrics and decorations and things like that. It's not really been my traditional go-to kind of style. But I do quite like it, and I thought I might, you know, push the boat out a little bit and just put a bit of line work on my rug, bit of decoration on the wallpaper maybe. Now I'm looking at it, I should have been brave and done something on the back wall, shouldn't I? Or maybe in his blanket, I don't know. The cushions, I don't know. I started. I've done a little bit. I'll maybe get a bit braver the more of these I've done, but I'm quite liking watching people learning how to do it, and you know, there's a lot of that going on at the moment, isn't it? And whilst it's not my style, I think it could add into my style a little bit in my own way, so maybe I might do a bit more of that. But it's the same again, so a hoo-hoos and then a small selection of Copics. This, I did use the pinks and the purples out of my Copics, because I just wanted that slightly richer pink looking, and out the sets I've got, they're quite pastel, they're not very strong pinks, so I just wanted a bit more. And then the Prismas over the top, and I don't think, oh, I have used a little bit of super golden marker there, or it might even be the glitter one, that one actually. I don't think I've actually written any of these down for a change. Which do I think it is? I think it is the super golden marker, but the silver one. And my acrylic pen, actually in the one we've just done, I've used my acrylic pens as well. Paint pens to take out some of the lines. I know lots of people don't take the lines out in these kind of books, but I prefer it with the lines out. Some I've left, like I've left around the mirror because I wanted that quite dark. I don't think I've taken any out the light stand. Pretty much most other things I have, just because I kind of feel it adds to the image a little bit. Personally, it's personal choice, isn't it, whether you like it or not. Oh, I think I did draw in the little Z's myself. I don't know why I felt the need to, but yeah. But yeah, I quite enjoyed it. I'll probably work in the Christmas one next month, so this one might come back in January. Because there are some, look at that, cute. There are some cute pages in here that I do quite fancy doing. Like quite like this little kind of coffee shop, cake shop. That's quite fun. Fashion shop also always appeals to me. Yeah, there's a few different ones, but Cozy Routine by, if I can avoid the glare, Kiki's Colouring was my, I've taken the thing out again. I'm such an idiot. This is what happens. I take them out, put them away in the bookcase, forget all about it. Then think, I've never put them on. I'll never put them on Instagram. This is another one by Kiki's that they sent me, Cozy Village. I think this one's the first one that I've done in it. And I kind of went, this one I did quite early on in November, and I kind of went quite autumnal with this one. Most of this I did do with the markers, as you can see. So most of the blending of the kind of autumnal colour palette I did do with the markers. I think I did add my Copic yellows a little bit into that as well, again because I wanted a slightly stronger yellow than I have in the mix that I have. And this kind of more, what colour is it? Pale sepia. It's more like a, hopefully not showing you, more like a mustardy tone, which again kind of suits this palette quite a bit as well. So I did add those in to my Copic set, to my Ohuhu sets. I can't decide whether to get some more Ohuhus or not. I like having them in a bag so that I can literally lift them onto my desk and work with them, and I don't have to get up to reach them. They're kind of right on the end of my desk, my Copic, so I can't actually reach them when I'm sat here where I always work on my desk. So there's a bit of a faff having them down there, whereas I do prefer colouring in this space that I'm sat in now filming in. So I haven't found a storage that works for me in terms of I can reach it, I can put them back, but they're not actually in my way when I'm not using them. It's a tricky balance, isn't it? If you want lots of markers because you want the colour choices, but how do you live with them in a space when you've got a reasonably small space to work in? Because my room is not big at all. I don't know. I'm half tempted to put them all in some kind of marker bags so that I can get them out when I want them, put them away when I don't. I don't know. How are you all working with them? At the moment, my Copics sit in those Spectrum Noir black trays. And when you push hard on the desk, they all rattle. It's not annoying at all. But they're very difficult to move. They're fine as long as you don't want to move them. But my desk is actually quite deep that way. So they're right at the back of my desk, and I actually struggle to reach them in there when I'm sat here. So I don't know. I'm half thinking I might try a set of those bamboo organiser things, because at least then I could pull those towards me and they're not all just going to fall apart like my Spectrum Noir ones do. I don't know. I've gone off track completely. Sorry. Marker issues. How to live with them. Anyway, most of this was markers, as you could see. I've used Prisma, the same again, and acrylic paint pens to get rid of, again, a lot of the line work, or darken some of the line work. I didn't want to get rid of it on the kind of tree house thing, but I didn't want it black, because the black against the wood was a bit much. And I kind of left the trees completely alone. I don't think I used any colour pencil on them at all, just paint penned out the actual black work, and I wanted them to stay pretty much as they were. I thought, I don't think I'm going to add anything more to them, and I quite like my little piggy and his kitty cat friend. I don't think I did their boots the right colour. Why did I do them green? I have no idea. I suppose because there was quite a bit of green and things going on already, but they've got matching horrible coloured green boots. I don't know what I was thinking, but I did enjoy working on it. I enjoyed the trees particularly. It was quite fun blending all those different colours to get different effects. I wanted them all slightly differently and break them up, but kind of give that kind of warm autumnal vibes. I did enjoy. So that's out of Cozy Village by Kiki's, and then I think it's my last cute and cozy one this month is one of my favourites. Love Monsters. I always forget who this buys. Gideon. Yeah, there we go. Gideon. It's completely silly. It's a very childish book. It suits me perfectly. And I did the laundrette this time. Again, based in my Ohuhus. As you can see, I just did quite a simple base really. So just grey, a bit of a green blend, bit of a pink blend. I did a little bit of blends on my Monsters. And I left quite a bit fairly plain because I wasn't sure exactly how I was going for it. I wanted this kind of, I don't know, quite warm, rich colour palette. I did and on. Laundrettes can be a bit depressing of places, can't they? I know the one near me is, yeah, feels like it's been last decorated in about 1950. It's not an attractive place to go in, but I kind of wanted that kind of old-fashioned laundrette feel, but in a much warmer kind of nice palette, but still an old kind of palette, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I do enjoy the daft little monsters in this book. I know I'm sad and childish, but yeah, I had no idea what this was down here. I don't know if it's a bit of laundry, the top of another monster's head. I did it that colour. I don't even know why. Just because I felt like it. The bunny that looks like he's been washed feels a little bit evil. He had really heavy black eyebrows that I have painted out, but they're still quite dark, if you see what I mean. But yeah, when he had his full eyebrows on, he looked even more scary, so I had to get rid of those. Quite enjoyed doing the washing machines. I was half tempted to draw some more washing in some of these, and I wasn't sure what that was in that one, so I kind of left it alone. But next time I do a laundrette page, I might draw in some more bits of washing, some socks and things maybe. I don't know. Could have done a bit of pattern, but I chickened out. But I do like it. I did enjoy it. This is my second page in my Monsters book. I don't know if there's any Christmassy pages in this. I've not properly looked. I don't think there is there? Oh yeah, there is. It's not the most exciting of pages though, is it? But it could be fun. Maybe you might see, and the skiing. You might see Monsters again next month. Birthday or Christmas? I'm thinking that's more birthday, isn't it? See, I do quite like that page as well. This is what I mean. This book makes me smile. I know it's childish. I'm a big child. I enjoyed it anyway. Love Monsters by Gideon Publishing. Right, another book that I've been wanting to get to, and I don't know why I haven't already. I'm going to need to zoom out slightly because it's a little bit bigger, but not much bigger. Oh, hold on. Whispering Stories of Dolls Sewn with Coloured Pencils. Quilted Doll Colouring Book is what I'm calling it, by Grim member Lee Hee Won. This is a beautiful book. There is a flip of this somewhere back on the channel if you want a deeper look, but it is a stunning book, and I finally did a page in it. Hurrah! Yeah, so I did this kind of winter cozy page. Loved it. I wasn't sure what I was doing with the background. I should have maybe put the spots in, don't know. But yeah, I really did enjoy working in the little doll. This is purely just in Holbein's. I've used nothing else. I've used no pens, no metallics, nothing. I just kind of thought, I'm not going to get it exactly the same. I'm not too worried about that. They've kind of, it feels to me like the examples have been done on kind of watercolour paper, or definitely something with quite a lot of texture on the page. So when you look at their version, which is easier said than done, I know on the camera, it's very kind of, you can see the texture of the page through the shading, but the paper in this book is beautiful, don't get me wrong, but it is very, very smooth paper, so you can't actually replicate this kind of texture unless you're going to do a million dots yourself, which I have not got the patience for, and I am a reasonably patient person. So I don't think you're ever going to get it exactly the same. But I'm okay with that as well. I really enjoyed it. I loved the colour palette that they'd picked for this. And you know me, quite often I kind of look at theirs and go, nope, I'll do it kind of like that, but a bit brighter. But I really did like the warmth of this one, which is the other reason I use my Holbeins, because I thought the colour palette that they've used in there, I feel comfortable with my Holbeins. I think, from memory, I'm sure it tells you at the front, if I can find it, without just flicking the entire book, I think they have used, yeah, they've used Prismas on theirs. Does it say what paper they've used? Just wondering. Oh yeah, see, look, 100% cotton, hot press. So they've done it on those, but they have used Prismas. So if you want to work in this book, the palette that they're using is Prismas. And oh look, there's a little bit of pattern learning there. Perhaps I should keep that handy for some of my other bits and pieces. But yeah, really loved working on it. Simple one, really. I'm half thinking I'd quite like to do another one in this over winter, because there's some really lovely winter pages. There's, look, Gingerbread Girl. She's a bit scary in the face though, isn't she? This young lady that's got this kind of Christmas tree dress and some of her prezzies. There's some carol singers, and I think there's a couple more. Oh yeah, Gingerbread House. And some, I'm not loving this one particularly, but it could be fun, couldn't it? And these I love as well, with the cakes. I think that is also cute. And I'm half thinking, could maybe get away with that one in January, because they're just all cozied up, aren't they? There's no Christmas reference. That one's a bit Christmas. Oh, that one's quite nice as well, isn't it? But you see what I mean about the texture? They've got a lot of kind of pencil texture on there, and even if I pull the same colours out, you're not going to get that texture, because this is really super smooth. But yeah, the illustrations in this book are so beautiful, and you've got quite a few other bits and pieces to do at the back. But yeah, I don't know why I'm going on about the book now. That was where I was. Loved working on it. Didn't take ages, thank goodness. It was just a fun, nice piece, and yeah, I've just kind of left it. Didn't feel the need to do anything other than pencils. Normally I'd take a lot of the line work out, but yeah, I thought I'll leave it with this one. I don't think it needs it, does it? It's as cute as it is. So, Quilted Doll Book by Grim member Lee Hee Won. I got mine from Aladdin. I've not looked whether it's on Etsy, probably is somewhere. But lovely, lovely book, great quality as well. Then another returning fave that's probably going to be having a rest for December. I've got glitter all over the front. I don't even know how I've managed that. How? I've never used glitter in this book. It's, yeah, very dinged from being in my work bag. But Gabby Wolf, Mini Mania, Colouring Book 3, and this month I've done this page, which is this kind of like sweet stall. In fact, I'm going to leave that. I don't keep taking it off. Sweet stall. This is in my Don't Chroma Flows as per usual. I think I did use a clear Hoo colourless blender just in the background a little bit, because otherwise you end up doing so many layers on this Amazon paper and I do get a bit fed up with it. So I think I did 2 layers with the Chroma Flows, then I've worked the blender over, and then I normally do a final layer over the top, which is why it does slightly bleed a little bit more than it would if it was just pure pencil without the blender on top. I think I did use Stabilo Woody, just the white one on the top as well, because the blue I'd used was quite dark and it kind of felt a bit heavy, so I just kind of wanted a bit of an impression of clouds in there, so I did use the Woody just over the top. It's a little bit tacky, which I'm not loving, but we'll see whether it sets. I'm not sure whether I might need to spray it. I'll have to play, but I've not really used those before. What else? Lightwish golden marker just on some of the little hearts and in some of the little screw holes, I think I did. And my Guangna paint pens, just for some of the line work to finish it off as usual. But yeah, this has been a returning fave this year, but I've ordered the Christmas one from Gabby, so it's not arrived yet, so we'll have a look at that, but I'm probably going to work in that one over Christmas for a change, because there's nothing really Christmassy in this. We'll see whether I go back to it in January or whether I swap my workbook out for something else. But yeah, another one done in a Mini Mania colouring book by Gabby Wolf. And then my last one this month was finally in Fairy Tales and Folklore colouring book by Emily Leidenhall Oberg. Beautiful book. I've done this month, I'll find it, this page. Yeah, quite enjoyed doing this. I wasn't sure whether I think I'd planned to do that page, but when it came to it, I wanted to do her instead. Yeah, just enjoyed. And last time when I did a page in this book, I went a bit full on colour, and I kind of, even when I look at it now, I think it's a bit much, that one. Tone it down a bit. So I went for a bit more of a subtler colour scheme, for me at least. The colour work is mainly in Holbeins. I quite liking the Holbeins on this paper because it is quite smooth paper, but they seem to work quite nicely on it. I did use a Supercolour soft Caran d'Ache in the background. I was half thinking I was going to wet it and blend it out, but after I'd put the green on, I thought actually I kind of like it as it is. I'm going to live with it as it is, and I'm not going to add any more to it. I'm not going to wet it, just leave it. I think it'll be fine as it is. Quite a bit of Guangna acrylic markers in the flowers, in the line work. Obviously she has quite a lot of line work, and it's reasonably dark in this book, so I do like taking it out. Lightwish glitter markers, I think in the little butterflies, difficult to show, but in these little circles in the butterflies here and up here. And I don't know how well it's showing up really in this light. It's not very well. If I catch it there, you might see it a little bit, but I have used that Nouveau glitter gloss aqua shimmer pen just on her hair a little bit and on her butterfly wings, although the Holbeins do resist them a little bit because they leave quite a waterproofy finish on the surface, so it does have a bit of glimmer. It's not, like I say, it's not showing up brilliantly, but you can kind of just about catch it there. And I'm kind of happier with this kind of palette than last time, because last time I was a bit in your face with that one. It's a bit bright, wasn't it? I like it, but it could have been a bit more subtle, couldn't it? So yeah, I went a bit softer, I think, on this one. But yeah, beautiful book. I've no doubt we'll be returning again next month even though it's Christmas, because I think you can get the Father Christmas, can't you, from her Facebook page. Are we describing that as Christmas? That could be Christmassy, couldn't it? Is there anything proper Christmassy? Sorry if you can hear the ice cream man again. I'm sure he just times it when I film on a Sunday on purpose. I suppose that's Christmassy. I don't know. I might not do a Christmas page in it. We don't have to, do we? Just because it's December. But yes, another page done in fairy tales and folklore colouring book. Yeah, enjoyed it. Like I say, I didn't get as much done as I wanted to this month, but I'm quite pleased with what I've got. I do like the pages I've done, and that's important, isn't it? I was umming and ahhing about whether to do a colouring plans for December, and I'm thinking I will, but I'm going to carry on a lot of the books that I didn't get to in November and add a few in. The other thing I'm thinking I'll add in to my colouring plans is the few bits and bobs that I've bought during the end of October, November. I've not bought very much, which is why I'm not thinking I'm going to do a whole video or anything like that, but I might add into my colouring plans at the beginning the books and things that have come in, mainly because I'm going to probably use them in colouring plans, so you may as well have a look at them on the way. So I'll probably do that, kind of do a colouring plans combined with a tiny bit of haul for the next video coming up, hopefully. Or at least that's the plan. I'm going to try anyway. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you're having a great December and things are going well for you. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.